So, I wanted to talk about our values and compromising. Here's the deal. You may hear a lot of people talk about how picky you are, but baby, let me be 100% clear with you. If it comes down to compromising your values, that is a no go. Okay? That's an absolute no go. Please understand that values and preferences are two different things. The values are what shapes us, what helps drive our actions, our decision making, and our value is also connected to our worth. When you stand in something, when you value something like your religious beliefs, your the idea of accountability, the idea of honesty, of I don't know, pick a value. Whatever your values are, baby, those are not to be compromised. For me, I value accountability. I value openness. I value faith. I value respect. And for me, those things are not to be compromised for anything or anyone. And I totally understand that even within our values, they're subjective, right? Because what I consider accountability and what I consider respect may not be the same for you, especially something like respect. So I know what it looks like for me. Not only do I know what my values are, but I know what it looks like for me, and I know how important it is that it looks that way. Not just because it's a preference, but because it shapes my life in a particular way. And anything that I allow into my space has to be a complement to that value. Any person, anything, any place that I go has to be of a complement to the value, because if not, then I am compromising who I am for the sake of being in a space, being with a person, or doing a thing. And I've done that before. Let me be 100% clear. I have done it for a person, a place, and a thing. And baby, what I ain't doing no more, not with all this growth I got under my belt, what I'm not doing anymore is compromising my values for any of it. There's a lot of stuff that I want. I want my husband. I want my business to take full flight like nobody's business. Okay? I want to be in social settings just butterflying about and having all kind of fun, being the whole black queen that I am, with no judgment, no questions. But I recognize that that is going to take me being patient and waiting and staying consistent in honoring myself before I get there. But I ain't compromising it while I wait. It may feel good at times to want to say, well, I'm just gonna, do this for a little bit and let's see how it goes. Any second of you compromising yourself is a second that you are operating out of respect for you. And why do I say that harshly? Because if we really take the offense out of the statement that I'm saying and pay attention to the words, then you'll realize that when you yield or you bend or compromise on your values, you really are saying, for the moment, this thing is more important than my value. So I'm going to put my value to the side so I can get this thing. You're worth so much more. Because in that one moment where you just think, I'm just going to do this one time, in that one moment, you never know what impact that can have. And if you do it once, you may start to feel like, you know what, this wasn't that bad. Let me just try it again. And now you are starting to create a pattern of you disrespecting your own value. You're worth so much more. Waiting can be a pain in the ass. I get it. Waiting can make you question if something is ever going to come. I get it. And at the very same time, if we shift the way that we see stuff, and I'm saying this to you and I'm also saying it to me, if we continue to keep our perspective on the fact that we are honoring ourselves because we feel valuable enough to do it, then the wait gets easier, because you realize that you're not waiting in vain. You are waiting because you know that you are worth it. And that's a whole different level of worth the wait. That's when you start to hear these sayings and you give them life. Worth the wait. You are worth the wait. I am worth the wait. Do not compromise your values. Your preferences are different. Your preferences are different. So please understand the difference between your preferences and your values. Your preferences may be that you want to work this 9 to 5. That may not be a value. That's not a value. That's a preference. You may want this body type on this person. That's a preference. It's not a value. Okay? So if you bend on that, fine. So be it. If you want to bend, go ahead. But if you're saying that you want to work in a space that honors your blackness, that is your black pride is your value. Don't go in no space that will take you on some level but can't accept your hair or can't accept your, I don't know, pick something. We got a lot. If you're working in a space that can't respect that, you're compromising your value. If you are with a partner who can't accept accountability, but accountability is something that you value, not just that you like, but that you value, then you are compromising yourself because that partner is never going to be able to match you in the way that you truly desire. And every time y'all are in a situation where accountability needs to show up, you ain't going to get it because you compromise that. And remember, like I said, these things look different to different people. So accountability to me may not look like accountability to you. So another thing is, while you are waiting and exploring what's right for you with a person, place, or thing, as you are exploring, find out what their definition of your value is. If they say, I value accountability too, what does accountability look like to you? Ask that. Ask that question of a potential employer if that's a value for you. There's ways to get crafty and ask it as opposed to just saying it straight out, right? I'm not an interview expert, but there's ways to examine and assess value similarities. Do the work. Figure it out. Make sure it is a compliment to you, because if not, you will never reach the level of happiness that you deserve because you compromised something so core to you. And on that note, I'm going to end this video. Drop in the comments below. Let me know what you think. Let me know how this landed for you. If you want to work with me, the way to find me is in the description. I have my link to my link tree. Depending on when you're watching this, if this is before April 10th or April 23rd, there is a workshop that I have coming up on both of those dates. And it's entitled Templates of Life from Pain to Healing. This workshop is where I give you coaching tips to help you explore things that have happened to you that have impacted your life and held you back. Things that have happened that have caused you to be scared and operate from a place of low self-esteem and fear, and that have held you down for so long. This workshop helps you to rewrite that narrative, to look at that story, examine it, and move through the damage that it's done to get to a place where you are now thriving. So the link tree will have that information too. I hope to see you guys there if you're watching this in time. Otherwise, you know how to find me because it's in the description. And share this video. Subscribe definitely, and share the video. Let other people weigh in. Let other people hear this information and see how it lands. Because if we continue to spread the word of not compromising our values and knowing the difference between our values and our preferences when it comes down to selection, baby, do you know how many happy people we would have in this world? Come on now. Never stop growing, y'all. Bye.